see. So we did the yes, so last day we did Amani today. Kumba was yesterday. That was creativity. Nia was the day before. That's purpose. Ujama was before that cooperative economics. Before that it was Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Then we had Kuga Chayoliya. That's the second day of Kwanzaa, and that was a self-determination. Of course, the first day is unit. Oh, hey! Instagram? It's me, T, from the Pattersons, taking the train to Tibet. Well, we finished the Kwanzaa thing. Now, this is the official, the first day of the year when I'm trying to do my, I'm gonna do my regular postings, right? Now, this is New Year's Day. Okay, now this. I better close this door because I don't want people to hear because I'll tell you why. Okay. I have to tell you, like, I don't actually curse. You know what I mean? I don't use foul language, as they say. Got my Ogun cap on the green side this time. I don't usually wear it on the green side. Ogun cap, you know. Ogun's colors, well, that goes because North America is green, black with a little bit of red. That's a little bit of red. Anyway, so I don't curse, right? But what happens is when I came up with this thing, it took years in the making. I'm going to cut to the chase right now and just tell you that. But I am allowed to curse because whenever you make a rule, you have to have a steam valve. Cursing is actually supposed to be a steam valve. You're not supposed to be cursing all the time. So when you get upset, then you curse so that to let the steam off, so to speak, right? Anyway, and so what happens is I came up with this thing. I want to go through the whole thing, but basically, I stopped cursing. Well, stop cursing in the general public, and certainly not on air and stuff like that. Well, this transmission is on air, but I am allowed because I've just got the steam valve thing 2 times a year that I can actually curse. One is my birthday, which is July 3rd, which is 7 months from now, right? The beginning of the 7th month, down the end of the 6th month, and New Year's. This is New Year, so I can curse. Ain't that something? So these are my 2 outlets like that. I also can curse in my own home, but when I say my own home, I mean in Kubebu. And I also can curse on a full moon. Not full moon, a blue moon. That's it. So this I can, and I'm drinking wine right now. This is I also don't drink with you online. This is a Shiraz. Well, Shiraz first came from talk about conflicts in the world from Iran. Iran has got, Shiraz, that's the grape developed from there. It's going all over the world right now. So that's what it is. Very nice, like Shiraz. This guy, but this wine is made mostly backwards. Mostly wine, and they got Vic Falls on the cover because there was this team of like 4 guys from Zimbabwe that competed in this wine kind of thing, and they came in like low numbers one year. The next year they came out and they moved up like 10 spaces. And one of the guys, he now sort of has his wine is all over Zimbabwe. So wine is a thing. And as some of you may or may not know, black. You say, well, that's black. Yeah, black wine. Here in the Western Cape right now, where there's wine country, is where the wines come from. But black people, Africans were the first winemakers. So don't worry, that's somebody else's idea. Anyway, so I can curse. So the first thing I'd like to say is, the thing I'm on at these days is that I'm tired of the stealing of the culture. In fact, I got another I've been writing. In fact, let me use this thing to tell you why I'm here, why I'm in Africa, and what the grand plan is, which is years in the making, right? I'm here because I've struggled all my life. I mean, I do the years. Since 1964, I've been in the struggle, major time, right? And all through any movement that has happened, I've actually been there. That's why I call myself a witness. It doesn't matter. Well, what was it? What is Occupy Wall Street? Coincidentally enough, I happened to be in town. I was there at Occupy Wall Street. Even had a little demonstration I did there. It's unbelievable, all the kind of stuff. Anyway, so I look at movements and stuff right now because I'm older. You know what I mean? I don't get out in the streets anymore. I mean, I was at that time when remember George Wallace was running for president, He had that, what do you call that? That rally at Madison Square Garden. It was just like 1960, whatever it was. Man, the horses and everything like that. I'm down there for that against the thing. Doesn't matter. A lot of stuff happened. Anyway, but what they do now is they don't have to wait for things to happen then respond. They wait as it's happening, then they jump in and they use media and everything to change the narrative, to alter it just a little bit where you think you're still doing what you're doing, what you're not. Example, when they came up with that thing, defund the police, asinine idea. It's fucking dumb. but that's the point. They use it. Somebody said defund the police, and so that they went with that. Doesn't make any sense. What they should have been saying is demilitarize the police, because that's what they did. Barack Obama, you know, with all the stuff that was happening in the leftover arms from what do you call that, the first Gulf War, the second Gulf War, they took all that stuff and they're sending it back to the cities. So now a city, you have a big old tanky city. Fucking dumb. So what you wanted to do is you want to demilitarize the police, not defund them. Come on, think about it. But you allow the media to take the thing and everybody repeats that thing. This is what I can't stand. This is one of the reasons why I'm asking whoever you are, old, young, new, used, right? I mean, start talking on the internet, because they need more diverse voice of other opinions, right? Because as soon as they get in there, they troll you and they jump in. Cox is able to with this fat fucker. What's this fat fucking Joe, whoever this idiot is? He's talking about he knows about the hip. Let me tell you something. I'm an asterisk in hip hop history, right? I first learned about hip hop from my son. He was like 7 years old. 7, 8 years old. We was throwing the ball and it was in the Bronx. He said, and he asked me, he said, we got, he didn't say hip hop, this music thing was going on, and I didn't know anything about it. It's the late 70s, you know, but eventually we did, because I was in the Bronx, right? Oh, anyway, that's we grew up in the Bronx. But the point is, so when I got back to the city finally in like 1980, something like that, I was working with this guy. Working with this guy. We was in the same job, and there was a thing called the Nation of Graffiti Artists. Nation of Graffiti Nagra. Nation of Graffiti. He was like a white guy or something like that. That tried to help him out. Of course, they was doing the graffiti. That's where the Spanish people came in on that, right? And this was this is not 1980s, right? So basically when it first started, the b-boys and stuff like that, you know, they were all kinds of, you know, black dancers, Puerto Rican dancers. The graffiti was black Puerto Rican, right? But it all starts from black, right? And I'm gonna start. I guess I should start using the foundation of Black Americans, because it's easier. It makes more sense to me. Anyway, foundation of Black Freedmen, whatever you want to call us, you know, ADOS, whatever. You know, we're from that lineage. We're the ones that started that, right? So that's one thing, right? Is that if they come with something, you got to redefine it. I love one of the things. One of the people I follow all the time. You know, I get. There's certain people you should follow. Like this, love me some Michi X, right? What the guys call now? The Black Authority. You know, what do they call it? Anyway, somebody called him something. Black Authority. The Black Authority. I listened to him. Tariq, I sort of slipped through everyone. He's good for a lot of good jokes. Black Authority is funny too, but you know he's very serious, right? And of course, 5150, Corey Holcomb. Now Corey's on this thing about well, you know, women's reality, as well as, you know, what they call backdooria, right? There's another thing. I'm saying we have to be correct with what we say. Like we keep on saying the word like motherfucker. That's our word, motherfucker, right? That's like, hey, whoever joined it, I'm waving to you. This is hold your ears, because I can curse. You know, I can talk like a Black American, like where I come from, the South Bronx. Okay. So he says backdooria, right? And then, you know, one of our words is motherfucker, and then they say, well, the RH is a motherfucker when you have to do, and they made the slave fuck their mother and all the rest of that stuff. We understand that, but we've taken that word, just like the word nigger. We'll get to nigger in a second. Right? So motherfucker is our word, but then other people appropriated it, right? In fact, I think there was this whole thing. that Samuel L. Jackson like uses, that's one of his words, right? And what's that? The fat guy. Well, he's not fat anymore, I guess. Jonah Hill. There was this ticker, whatever, and Jonah Hill said the word motherfucker more than Samuel L. Jackson did in one picture, and so he lost the crowd from it. Because Samuel, I think, don't worry about it, motherfucker, right? But that's not what you want to say in this day and age. You know what I mean? You want to say like well, we used to say when we grew up, they were faggots. You know what I mean? Other places they were queers, we were faggots. You know what I mean? But we had everybody was in our group, so the faggot for our group was was Eugene, who became Eugenia later. But everybody knew it at 9, at 8, 7 years old. We knew what she was. But he was part of the group. It's only when the group when they basically it was I guess it would be into the 70s on through the 70s into the 80s when they started to clump themselves together, and then clumping together they bring in all of the death, whatever it is. So you had these whacked out white people who were doing it. It was crazy, right? But what the term for them, Corey 5150, should be fatherfuckers. They're not motherfuckers. They're fatherfuckers. So when you're talking about a gay boy, you say you're a fatherfucker. You say, well, what about the women and women? I don't know, because I grew up in that era. On 13th Street they had the Gay Men's Health Club. That's how it started, the Gay Men's Health. I think it was called Club. You know, something. And then I guess the lesbians started protesting. So it became the Gay and Lesbian Health Crisis or something, center, whatever have you. But I think when they first started like that, and people started to come in and they could get together, da da da. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to own your own words, right? Like for instance, this is hilarious. This is super hilarious. I've done many things on this. I've interviewed people on this or whatever have you. The word nigga. Okay, I'm with I'm with the great Patrice O'Neill with this. Nigga is the American Africans. That's our reparations word. Nobody else on the planet. I'm talking. No Africans can use it. No. Nobody. No Caribbeans can use it. Only if you come from the lineage of Black America. You're an American African. In other words, you hold an American passport. You have lineage in America all the way back beyond whatever these people are claiming they came in the 90s or whenever they came to the States, right? So you have that passport. Your passport, that makes you an American, right? Yeah, a lot of people, they say, well, I'm not an American. Well, try going someplace. I don't want to get into it right now. But the point is, that makes me an American, right? But then I was made, as an American, I was made in the Mount Haven section of the South Bronx. So that's sort of my identity like that. But I say I'm an American African. Where's the African coming? I have an African mentality. So I move like an African. I think like an African. The colonizer, I'm decolonized. My mind is decolonized. So that's it. That's what that is. But the point really is, our reparations word, motherfuckers, one of our reparations word, well, they try to take a, but nigga, definitely, we should not let anybody use the word nigga. And it's so funny because everybody wants to use it, and it's so weird because when black people say it that have the lineage, they sound good, right? Other people, you can tell, like that comedian Michael Blackson, he say nigga all the time. Well, find your Nigerian, wherever you come from, find your word, use that word. See how, see, black people, well, we do stuff, we do stuff, right? So anyway, so I went off on that. But this year, why I'm in Africa, oh man, I create models. Well, I've been creating models all my life. Like I said, I've been in a lot of movements that when they first started, just right there. And one of the things I'm doing, I do my audio drama. That's my expertise. I use it as it changes communities. It's for a community, change community, uplift, educational things or whatever have you. I can plug anything into audio drama and do it, right? So that's what I'm working on. It's going to take years, but all the foundation is there. Finally got a theater that I can have an operation out of, right? I got to go around right now. Now I'm actually trying, since that's in place, I got to set other little seeds in place all over, right? So when I go to India, I'm going to start talking to some people and try to get an audio drama unit in India. Because this audio drama, the way I do it, the way the groups that I form, we're in competition with each other, but it's the way to spread the word. Let's put it that way. So that's what I'm doing here in Africa. I'm creating I'll say cultural revolution, but I'm creating, I'm evolving so that we can get out of this thing. But I'm just saying, it's wonderful to be hanging out on the planet in this day and age because people are darn stupid, right? By the way, and if you want to, you can't really do what I do because I do what I do. But one of the people that I don't really follow anyway, like I said, I listen to Corey and a bunch of other people like that. But it's Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. And I do by his code. That's why I don't have to curse. I do his code. And his whole thing is getting rid of racism. You can't do no matter what you discuss, whatever have you, everything comes back to the race. You got to get rid of racism before you can do anything else. Let me just give an example. Like, people will come down on, who's like, let me go football. Saquon Barkley has a white wife, or whatever it is, and what's the other, the kid that's in college, won the Heisman Trophy, the blood plus offense and defense. He's got some white girl and whatever have you. So they say, well, you can't be with the race people. You can't be with white people. Well, here's the way I interpret it from what Mr. Neely Fuller Jr. says. You can marry a white person. You can date a white person. You can be in love with a white person. But the problem is, if you're really doing that, then both of you should be joining the forces to get rid of racism, because racism is going to get you if you don't get rid of it. You see? And this is with everything. And then when I say get rid of racism, I'm talking about this is a battle that white people should be in, or the Negro-peans, Afro-peans, everybody should be in. But here's the trick, and this is where I come in, or the American Africans come in. We're the only tested group for 300 years, how many 100 years. We've been fighting. We've been in the belly of the beast, fighting front line. Other people come to the country and they want to join you. They want to join the enemy. We're saying, if you're going to come here and you have melanin in your skin, or you against racism, then you should be joining us. When I say joining us, that means that American Africans, I'm talking about the people that are really doing the thing, they're with a spear, with the tip of the spear. And you should follow us. We're not waiting for you to bring some white person in and tell you about racism, or somebody else to print about racism, and they're really capitalist, man. Racism can look. The point is, you follow the lead of American Africans if you want to get rid of racism. Fall in line. We're the elite troops. We breach the head. We pierce through the thing, because that's what we've been doing, right? And then, in other words, you do what we say, right? And the biggest thing is, one of the biggest is reparations. Remember, for one thing about reparations, especially I'm talking about reparations now, I'm talking about the freedmen in the states and the B1 people and the ADOS and the whole thing, those us people, right? What we need to do is demand that payout, right? Because that takes away from the whereas all the stuff that's supposed to go in Ukraine, that's supposed to be us. I say that everything that happens in the States, when they put on a bill or something like that, whatever the bill costs, right away, 10%, 25, 21, I like number 3, 21% of that bill, whatever you put on, should go to the reparations fund. The reparations, slush fund, whatever we want to call it, goes towards reparations. Any bill, anything that happens, 21% of that bill, no matter whether it's money or just whatever happens, is to repair the stuff that you done did to people with lineage, the lineaged black folks in the United States. And believe me, things will start happening when you start saying, "Hey, that bill is fine. Just send the bill through." 21% of that got to go to the lineage fund. What? Yeah, that's right. You want to build another big bomb? 21% of that goes to the lineage fund. You see? So what I'm trying to say, and then you say, well, we got to. You don't ask nobody. They don't ask you for what. They didn't ask you when they wrote up these in Africa, when they wrote up these things that forced people who can't read to sign it. We say rip it up. These contracts that came, rip them up. When you have a contract is being perpetrated, being pursued by someone who is corrupt, right? The contract is invalid. Rip it up. we just made a deal with the Germans or with the Chinese to do this and that. No, hey, we gotta rip it up. You know, you got to be in charge. But what you can't do is react to them. Well, we can't do it because they're not going to. We don't care what they don't allow. You ignore them. You put your agenda there and how it's going to work. Okay, so I've given you one thing I said is what you should do is make sure that you get reparations. That reparations will give you enough money to function in the world, blah, blah, blah. And that will also, I won't say bankrupt the United States, because the United States can't be bankrupt, but it would make people think differently. Stop reacting to these people that say you can't do this, don't do that. That's their agenda. That's not your agenda. Make your own agenda, right? What else can I tell you? Oh, audio drama, of course. We're gonna do that. So anyway, so that's what I've been doing in Africa. I'm continuing. This started when I was like 14, whatever. Continue my struggle credentials. My struggle credentials continue like that every day. Every day I'm struggling. When I say struggling, I don't mean like struggling. Every day I'm in the struggle to end. Let's call it. People don't like white supremacy. What do you call that? White convenience. You know, white, whatever it is. It's not supreme. It's not supreme. It's just that they have the connections. They have the thing. They've been doing this for years. They know, you know, their lineage and having people buy into that economic system. That's what makes them more powerful than you because you don't have the economics. Blah blah blah. We'll continue to get into this. I just wanted to blow at you today because you know I can curse because we got to get rid of these motherfuckers. We got to get rid of these fatherfuckers because it's really the fatherfuckers that's in charge right now. It was better when it had the motherfuckers. At least we could relate to them. But these people, these politicians, and these people, these psychotics that get in there, they're fatherfuckers. That's what they do. Okay, talk to you later. Happy New Year.